think you can see my screen now. So first of all, thank you all for coming to our webinar. This is the first Innovation Scheme Open Call webinar. I would like to tell you that this session will be recorded, and then it will be available in our website for you to check if you have any doubts after this webinar. So my name is Mariana Malta. I am from Innova Plus, and we are the managers of the open calls for the InField project. So today, for our agenda, we will start with an introduction of the InField project by our project manager, Pankaj, and then we will have the presentation of the 7 scientific challenges that we proposed for this first innovation scheme open call. Thirdly, we will navigate through this open call. I will explain you how to apply the eligibility criteria and how it goes with the evaluation process. And by the end, we'll have a question and answer session where you can have all your doubts clarified. So during this session, you can write in the tab for questions, and we will reply during this session at the end. Please, if you have any question related to the specific challenge, use the code of the challenge. For example, VH for vertical energy. You will have in the title of each challenge this code. So use it when you have a specific question for a challenge. So I will give the floor to Pankaj to start with our presentation of the project InField.
Yes, thank you, Mariana. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pankaj Pandey, and I will be walking you through the project InField. I will present the general overview. I hope you can see the slides now.
Yes.
Okay. So as you can notice here that the title of ENFIELD is European Lighthouse to Manifest Trustworthy and Green AI. It's a project funded by the European Commission under the RIA Action of Horizon program. RIA stands for Research and Innovation Action. We have 30 partners from 18 countries of Europe participating in this project. And it's a mix of industry, SME, as well as academic partners. So we have roughly 18 partners coming from academia and research background, and about 12 partners coming from industry and SME background. Here you can see the logos of all our partners, and I hope you can recognize some of them. And then the project is divided into 4 pillars and 4 verticals. So the pillars represent the fundamental or foundational areas of AI, under which we intend to carry out the research activities. And then there are 4 verticals under which we intend to carry out the innovation activities or the applied part of research. So the 4 pillars are adaptive AI, green AI, human-centric AI, and trustworthy AI. I will not be getting into the details of each of these pillars because of the time limitation. And then the 4 verticals are, that is the industry sectors where we intend to apply the fundamental research or the foundational area or the foundational output of our research are healthcare, energy, manufacturing, and space. So in this project, we intend to achieve the progress of scientific work in the field of AI and have a European AI lighthouse, that is a network of excellence for relevant stakeholders, be it from academia, industry, policymakers, and others working in the field of AI to come together and contribute to this particular domain. And also we intend to create a more resilient, inclusive, and democratic European society. And that's more of the legal and policy and the standards aspect. And lastly, to achieve the human-centered and ethical development of digital and industrial technologies to the extent we can achieve in the 3 years period of this project. So we intend to address these 5 core elements during the course of this project. Now, in this project, we have 2 open calls. Open calls refer to funding to third parties, which is those who are not involved in this project directly. So the one scheme is called third party exchange scheme. We had 1 call closed in April, and through that call we have already identified some researchers, individual researchers, or the group of researchers who will be working with the ENFIELD partners on specific challenges which were announced in that call. Now we will be announcing another call in August. So please keep an eye on this third-party exchange scheme. And as I mentioned, it is for PhD researchers or a group of researchers, postdocs, and researchers up to this in the stage of associate professor roughly. Now, the second open call that we have is a third-party innovation scheme, this scheme. And this particular webinar is related to this TIS call. And we have announced the very first open call on this TIS. And this is for industry partners or SMEs or research groups. So here is the gist of TESS scheme. And so like I said, that since this particular webinar is not focused on tests, so I would avoid getting on into the details of tests. But this particular webinar, like I said, is on TIS. So TIS is for small projects for R&D intensive establishments. And we intend to fund about 18 small projects during the course of this project. So 3 years period, during the 3 years period of ENFIELD, we will fund 18 projects, small scale. Total budget for all these 18 projects is 1.1 million euros. And as I said, or the call topic itself indicates, it's an innovation action. So the focus is on the applied research. And each entity selected for this particular scheme will receive a grant of maximum 60,000 euros. So that is all from my end, and I believe Mariana and our other colleagues will demonstrate and explain to you the other details of TIS application process, the specific challenges and others. And if you have any questions related to general information or general part of project, please feel free to contact me. And for TIS, I believe my colleagues will address the questions.
Thank you, Pankaj. So after this introduction of the InField project, we will get into the informations regarding the specific challenge themselves. So for this first innovation scheme open call, we have in total 7 challenges, 2 for the healthcare, 3 for energy, 1 for manufacturing, and 1 for space. We will have one slide presentation of each one of them from the technical partners related to this challenge. So again, just to clarify, for questions related to specific challenge, use the code for asking these questions. So first of all, we will have the presentation of the space challenge. So I would like to ask Stelios to explain this challenge.
Hello to everyone. I am Stelios Nefitidis. I am a researcher at the Ratoseni Center of Excellence, working for ENFIELD project. The case study that we proposed as a TIS is about AI satellite onboard processing models for cloud and cloud shadow masking on hyperspectral images with a metadata perspective. The scientific challenge that we will face during the implementation of this case study are the limitations of onboard hardware, the curse of dimensionality on hyperspectral images, because they are not ordinary images characterized by a small number of different bands or layers, which are acting as the features in artificial intelligence tasks, and the complexity of those data regarding using them for analysis and processing. We are expecting through this case study to have as a result an artificial intelligence model for cloud and cloud shadow masking, which will be lightweight model, or propose a feature selection methodology for reducing the dimensionality of those data. And then the semantic and metadata enrichment of hyperspectral satellite images to enhance the accessibility from users. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stelios. Next, we will have Vanessa from Known Center to present the 2 healthcare challenges. Vanessa?
Yes.
You can present the challenge. Can you see they are in the screen? Thank you.
Okay. So hi everyone. So we have two challenges. The first one is like enhancing the drug development through AI. So as we all may know that the development of new drugs is a complex and challenging process, like involving synthesizers and purifications and clinical testing. So there is a significant need for drug treatments and personalized medicine. And we think that AI contributes to a faster and even more cost-effective drug development by inventing like new structures, like defining this synthesizes mechanism, or also like detecting some biomolecules in human cells for early disease detection. So analyzing like large genetic data sets allows for more personalized and improved treatment. And like AI's ability to detect some subtle patterns can be utilized in developing personal drugs with specific concentrations. Yeah, so by integrating AI with those chemical or biochemical data, this innovation aims to make drug development faster, more efficient, greener, as you can say, and also like a less toxic process, and also the error in laboratory conditions, and yeah, like enhance the personalized medicine by selection of an appropriate drug and treatment based on individual data, while ensuring data protection guidelines are followed. So this is the first one. Maybe Mariana, you can, yeah, thanks. So our second challenge is enhancing healthcare accessibility through AI-driven telemedicine. So telemedicine, as we understand, uses information and communication technologies to connect patients with healthcare providers, and also offering services like telemonitoring or teleconferencing. And while it promises fast and high quality and also low cost healthcare, the secure transmission of medical data remains a challenge. So yeah, like telemedicine nowadays is primarily used for managing chronic diseases, such as some cardiovascular conditions or diabetes. So there's like a growing need for innovative and non-pharmacological pain management methods, such as using virtual reality for some pain distraction. Yeah, so as we think some diagnostic methods can be resource intensive and also often unavailable in regions where there's a lack of specialized medical infrastructure. And we think that AI can enhance decision support and optimize data exploration, but this requires an like interdisciplinary collaboration and also a development of some new methodologies. So the goal of this challenge is to improve the access to specialized medical care areas like in underserved regions through telemedicine, and also like an optimized decision-making process, and also improving the guidance and the recommendations for diagnosis, like a treatment plan, and also the patient care management for improving the patient's outcome and the patient care recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next, I would like to ask Clement to present the first challenge for the energy vertical. Clement?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the nice introduction. Hello, everybody. So I come from Iskra, which is a smart energy metering company. And for this first CIS call, we are proposing a use case which is somehow related to the physical parameters of the electrical grid. So here the idea or the scientific challenge is to somehow focus on the low voltage network observability, where currently the most problematic part is that for some, let's say, high complexity stuff, the granularity of data and time sampling is not good enough. So for example, some possible cases of use are estimation of network topology, short circuit impedance, improved fault detection. So these are all areas where we would like to have more granular data. For example, this data is then also can be used in digital twins. And the outcome of digital twins is, as you might know, highly dependent on the quality of the data which is going into them. So in order to somehow tackle this problem, the idea is to use edge processing, which is available on the energy meters that we produce, to try to analyze as much data there as possible, and then only offload let's say the parts of analysis to some backends which are necessary. So the expected results here are to calculate physical grid short circuit impedance from energy metering data. So the idea is to have like a two-phase approach on the edge device itself, and then also on the backend if necessary, to constantly improve and evaluate the short circuit impedance. That means that whatever new event happens on the grid, we are able to detect it and to accordingly correct the values, and also then to detect grid fault, tampering, and other anomalies, which is also possible with higher granularity of data. That would be it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Clement. So for the next challenge for the vertical energy, I would like to ask Manuel from EDP to present it. Manuel?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes.
Okay, good. So thank you for joining us on this webinar. The challenge that I'm bringing here has a context. It's because I'm from EDP-CNET, and EDP-CNET is the R&D branch of EDP, which is an utility in the energy field. And we are working with our retailer from the same group. And we want to provide a kind of a service to our retailer that can identify within 3 months ahead the consumers that will fall into energy poverty. As you know, energy poverty is defined as, or at least occurs when a household must reduce its energy consumption, let's say to a degree that becomes to be negative. The impact is negative within the inhabitants, either in health or in well-being. And for that, we would like to provide you some data that is heterogeneous, demographics, consumption, weather, and so on. And we want to predict this. We know that there are already models that identify this, but predicting within 3 months ahead, it's quite difficult. It's not that easy, but it's a challenge that should at least commit with the pillars that Pankaj has presented before, the human-centric, at least, trustworthy, and the green AI pillars of InField. Of course, you can go to our website and consult, or at least try to find the information about these pillars as we define in the InField. And at the end, we'd like also the models to provide the usual indicators about their occurrency, precision, and so on, that you can find in the confusion matrix at least. And I'll be open to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel. Next, we will have Leila from Predict to present our third challenge in the energy vertical. Leila?
Yes, Mariana.
Hi.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm trying
it.
to turn on the camera, but I don't know. I think it's not working. Okay. Now it's working. Okay, great. So hello everyone. I'm Leila Belmania. I'm an R&D project manager at Predict Icanto. So it's the same group. We propose for this first open call, innovation open call, a topic related to the management of energy systems in the next generation ships. So basically, we want to investigate AI approaches to perform a smart management of the energy use in hybrid system. So in this sense, we are talking about next generation of ship, combining maybe various resources for energy. So the goal here is to investigate new processes combining optimization strategies, so multi-objective optimization, for example, techniques, with some adaptive AI approaches to improve the energy management of the system, so the EMS. So this may include the improvement in the energy system modeling as function of the use, so depending on the mission that the ship will perform, to choose and the whole configuration, maybe also considering the weather, for example, to have the decision support system choose the best resource to use, and yeah, of course, in the best way. So we want to also maybe work on new strategy for load sharing and load shedding, for example, and also for all the aspects regarding the storage strategy also, to have a economical and environmental gains. So from our perspective, the results should be working on some sizing tools, maybe for the ship. This is an idea, but it could also include some operational configuration in which we will try to propose an optimized design and an optimized use. So here we talk about hybrid energy system, that can shift to peak load demand into different time intervals, for example, and yeah, to help the operator choose the best solution, of course, from the economic point of view, but also from the environmental point of view. And so yeah, we will try to develop some decision-making tool, for example, a digital twin that could support the operator in the switching to the best energy resource, and yeah, to consider several type of data, the operational requirements of the ship, the speed, the weather condition, etc., etc. So this is what we want to achieve for this first TICE open call. Thank you.
Thank you, Leila. Next, we will have the presentation of our manufacturing challenge, which is the last one for this innovation scheme open call. So I would like to ask Amir Shayan to present this challenge, please.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Amir Shayan Nasir Majd. I'm a researcher at the Politecnico di Milano. And in our challenge, we are trying to tackle the low volume training dataset for computer vision and industrial purposes, where we are trying to detect the different components in a PCB and electronic boards. This is going to be used later on in recycling and etc. And the important thing is that these type of like dataset, these type of components in a PCB and boards do not have enough diverse data that can be used in our industrial purposes and in our work. So we are trying to focus on providing a method, for example, a method that can use a few-shot learning approaches to create a robust platform and framework for us to work with these type of components and these type of PC boards to detect them, classify different components that can be used later on, and also if it can be provided some methodology to provide more data, for example, synthetic data generation, and etc. Well, at the end of this work, we are expected from the candidates to be able to provide the information that is needed to create this framework, very good documentation and materials that can be used later on in releasing a publication. And thank you so much, and I hope it could be useful for you guys.
Thank you, Amircan. So now that we presented all of the challenges for this first innovation scheme open call, I will present how you can proceed to apply the eligibility criteria and how it goes with the evaluation process. So as I said in the beginning, my name is Mariana Malta. I am from Innova Plus, and we are the consultants company that is responsible for managing the open calls in the InField project. So regarding the application and how it goes, first of all, I would like to say that we have is expected to have 2 open calls during the InField project. So this first one that is now open until the end of July intends to grant up to 8 proposals, and the grant amount is maximum 60,000 euros per proposal. And we will have also a second open call that will be launched around April next year. So in terms of eligibility criteria, we are looking to have research centers, meaning legal entities or private for-profit companies applying to this innovation scheme. These entities need to be members of the EU or associated countries in Horizon Europe, and also cannot be related to our InField consortium project. The applications can be individual or in group. In case of individual applications, it's one legal entity applying for the funding. In case of group applications, we will have a minimum of 2 legal entities and a max of 3 legal entities. So in terms of how you could do to apply, first of all, you need to access our survey. You can find all of the information in our open call tab in our InField website, or you can just scan these QR codes. So you apply online and you need to answer all the mandatory questions. You will be asked to submit a technical annex and a budget template. This is mandatory to have an application that is illegible. And then you need to accept all the terms and conditions and submit this proposal by the 31 of July max. So we'll go through this technical annex and how you need to proceed. So in terms of the application, when you access the form, the first question it will be to answer if you want to apply for an individual or a consortium application. In case of you selecting an individual application, you will be asked to fill in these details in terms of organization details, legal name, the short name, address, also the website, and the legal status, if it is a research center or a private for-profit company. Also, we will ask you to fill in the details of the main contact person, the name, the position in the organization, email, phone, and gender. In case of an application of a consortium, the same as the individual one will be asked for you to fill in terms of the team leader organization, the details of this team, and also the main contact information of this team leader legal entity. And then you will be asked to add the number of additional legal entities in this group. If it's 1 more, total 2, or if it's 3, then you add 2 more. So in case of 1 or 2, you will be asked again to fill in these details, legal name, website, type of legal status of these entities, and the main contact and position in the organization of the contact person. After that, you will be directed to the project details. You will be asked to choose one of the challenges that was presented here today. You choose one of the challenges, then you upload the technical annex. you write down the proposal title and the duration of the activity that you are proposing. Bear in mind that this duration needs to have a maximum of 6 months, and there is no limit for the minimum. It can range from 1 to 6 months. And also we will be asked to add the estimation costs, meaning your budget template. You can download it by clicking this blue file. And then one note is that for consortium applications, you will be asked to fill one budget template by legal entity, and then to upload it in the PDF, in a merged PDF with all of the templates. So the documents that we ask you to add in these applications are the technical annex and the budget. First, the technical annex. You will be asked to fill in this annex of your proposal for our experts to evaluate. So first, you will be asked to identify the use case that you are applying to. And then you need to write down a title of your proposal, an abstract where you should address the main objectives and the added value of your project to our ENFIELD project. Then you will be asked to explain us the novelty of your proposal, explain how it goes beyond state of the art, what is new, what is an innovation, and is added value to ENFIELD project. The technical approach as well. So it means that you need to explain what is the methodology that you will be using to address the specific challenge that you want to address. What are the dissemination and communication activities, meaning how we will use the results to disseminate and how we will disseminate them during the project, and the expertise in the field. So you need to explain the competencies of the entity and the skills you have to fulfill this challenge. So this technical annex, you should download it from the application page while you are doing this application, and you should use this template, fill it in, and then upload it in the platform. The budget template. So InField will be granting per proposal a maximum of 60,000 euros. And this amount should represent the total of project costs. So this is the template of the budget that you will find. And first of all, you need to choose the type of entity. In case of being a research center, meaning a legal entity, you are entitled of having the total of the eligible costs. In case of the type of entity is private for-profit organizations, once you determine the total estimated costs for the proposal, the exact amount of this financial support will be granted as a lump sum, but with a calculated rate of 70% of the eligible costs, which follows the rules of Horizon Europe program. So as I was saying in the previous slide, and I would like to say it again, for consortium applications, each entity in this group application needs to fill their budget template. Then you merge it all in a PDF and you upload it in this form during your application. So after you have your application submitted, we will start the selection process. So after the 31 of July, first of all, Innova will check the eligibility criteria. In case of the proposal doesn't meet the criteria, you will receive a rejection letter. In case that the eligibility is okay, we will proceed for a remote individual evaluation. then a consensus meeting, and after that, in the consensus meeting, selected and rejected applications will be decided. The selected ones will be invited to have the signature of the sub-grant agreement, and the payment of this of the amount asked will be half of the budget with the signature of the sub-grant agreement, and the other half of the budget by the end of the project with the deliverable of the expected outcome, which can be a maximum of 6 months. It depends on the duration that you propose for your project. So we will go through this remote evaluation and consensus meeting now in detail. So first of all, after receiving these applications and checking the eligibility, we will ask 3 independent evaluators to have an individual evaluation remotely. The evaluators will be 1 expert from the InField project and 2 external experts external to our consortium. These experts will evaluate the 4 criteria in your technical proposal. They will evaluate the advanced state of the art of the proposal, then the soundness of the technical approach, the dissemination and communication of the proposal, and the technical, creative, and business capacity of the entity applying. So they will be scoring each one of these criteria from 0, which means it doesn't meet the criteria at all, to excellent, which means that all the criteria is met perfectly. And then the final score will be the average of the individual evaluation of the 3 experts. We will have a threshold, which means that all the applications that don't reach a minimum of 3 in each criteria will be automatically rejected. And the same if the overall score it's not 12. These ones will be automatically rejected. Then we will apply ranking rules for proposals that are tied. So first, the rule 1 is the proposals will be ranked based in their overall score. If there is a tie, the rule 2 is to give priority to the highest score in the advanced state of the art. Rule 3, if we still have a tie, the priority will be given to the highest score in terms of technical, creative, and business capacity of the team. If we still have a tie, then we'll give priority to applications that have a relevant social and/or environmental impact. And finally, the last rule will be, in case of ties, we'll give priority to proposals led by women or with gender-balanced teams. So after having this remote evaluation and agreeing in all about this ranking, we will have a consensus meeting where these 3 independent experts will discuss their opinions and their scores in terms of the evaluation of the proposal, and the decision will be made by consensus or by a majority of 2 out of 3 in terms of selecting or rejecting the project. In this meeting, we will decide the selected projects, the rejected projects, and also the projects that will stay in reserve list in case of any of the selected projects cannot continue with this grant. So finally, just to show you a schedule of an indicative schedule of the different stages of this selection procedure. So now the call was open in the beginning of the month, and you will have until the deadline of the submission, which is the 31st of July, to apply. Then the evaluation process will occur in the first 2 weeks of August, and around 19 of August, we will inform about the evaluation results to the applicants. It is expected that by the end of August, we will have the signature of these two grant agreements, and then the execution of the project can occur between September 24 until the end of August 25, which means this project that you apply for that has to be between 1 and 6 months. You can choose when you will start and finish. Also, do not forget that we'll have a second InField Innovation Scheme call that is foreseen for the spring of 2025. So now we will go through the Q&A session. I will try to clarify any doubts that arise during this presentation. I think we can start by the technical questions. Let me see.
Mariana, since the colleague from the space vertical has left, he has informed all the interested applicants in these challenges to send him an email. The email address is already on the chat. But I would move forward with the technical questions concerning the health vertical challenges, and I would start for Challenge 1, enhancing drug development through AI, and we have two questions for this topic. So the first question from Roberto Manai is it enough to develop software for reading and developing the data coming from laboratory analysis using artificial intelligence?
So I have to say, sorry, no, not really. So it has to be a novel solution and a scientific reference, but we will be happy to clarify further details or information individually.
Okay. Also, Vanessa, for this challenge, applicants are interested people are asking if the data needed to work on this is available from the ENFIELD consortium.
No, we're not providing any data.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. Then we have a question for Challenge 2 on healthcare as well, enhancing healthcare accessibility through AI-driven telemedicine. And the question comes from Fedir. It is enough to develop a tool to predict how could be affected patients' health in function of some parameters, for instance, based on AI and EHR.
So I would say if there is enough novelty and there is a scientific background in the tool, then yes, otherwise no.
Okay, but what is the expected result? It's a concept of also a proof of concept. This is a question made by Mirjana.
So if I understand it correct, then the concept is just a theoretical strategy, and the POC is like the proof of the algorithm or of the successful tool. So we are expecting the POC at least.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. Then we have also questions for the vertical on manufacturing. Okay, the first challenge. So I guess this would be for Paulini. Okay, you just let me, I lost it, sorry. And the question is, the problem statement is very general. I would like to have some more information to judge whether or not to pursue this challenge. Namely, is there more information about the error costs, specifically false negatives, missing defects, as related with consumer products versus aviation would require very different approaches?
Okay.
There are three additional questions, but I will let you answer to that one, and then let's go for the others.
Okay, for sure. For the first question, well, yeah, there are some specific criteria and metrics that we want to achieve. Well, it's not just detection. We also try to locate different like defect artifacts or defect components. And the important thing that is those defect components are going to use for recycling purposes and etc. So the detection in the detection process, we try to increase the true positive of considering a defected components in the PCB boards. Okay.
I don't know. Simon will let us know meanwhile if the answer was clarified, but there are still 3 questions on this. Is there more information about the manufacturing plus QA process to judge applicability of approaches like active learning, for example?
It's hard to explain, but well, the problem is that we don't have enough diverse data, and the data that we have available are very limited and normally in other purposes, they use in other purposes. So if we want to do this process, we try to like label some new data in one case. And so in that case, it would be some labeling and annotation works in the process of our work. And then we try to approach it with a different algorithm. So active learning can be one processing, but we are trying to be more focused on like offline learning. So it would be few shot learning or any other models that can be trained offline.
Okay. The available samples are an image data set, or is imaging part of the challenge?
Well, as I mentioned before, there are some data sets and all of them are image data. And we try to get some different data using X-ray and other things to add to the data set we have. And as I told you, maybe one of the like approaches we are going to move to would be annotating some data.
Okay, final question on this. And given the images exist, is there more information about what it looks like in terms of variance in lighting conditions, perspectives, etc.?
Okay, well, the thing is that the images are all in a controlled environment. So the detection process and like masking process and any other process that are going to be done on those images are all in the same conditioning and it's controlled. So you have very good light, you have just one perspective of your PCB board and you try to do the detection and classification and etc.
Okay, final question, I think, for manufacturing challenge. Should it be only for PCB products?
Well, yeah, right now we are focusing on PCB, but more important is not the whole PCB, it's the components of PCB that we try to classify. So in one image, you have different components and you try to classify it. And that's also increased the complexity of the problem.
Okay. Thank you. I think we covered the questions for manufacturing. If not, we'll get back to you. Now we are going for the challenge concerning vertical of energy, challenge 1, defining physical parameters of the electrical grid. I hope the colleague from this challenge is still online, but yeah, Clement, thank you. So in terms of this challenge, is electrical grid data provided by the InField consortium?
Yes, so the partner who will tackle this challenge will get at least simulated data or even real randomized or anonymized data.
Okay, let me check because I thought there was another question for your challenge here in the chat. Let me just check. No, thank you. So let's move for challenge 2 on energy, that is concerning smart management of an electrical factory of modern ships. So will the data be provided by the InField consortium? I think, Leila, this one is for you.
Yes, thank you. No, unfortunately, we don't have any available data. There is, of course, the first. I think that the first thing to do is to work on simulated data, but yeah, the applicant should provide the simulated data if he had.
Okay, thank you. And I think that in terms of technical questions, no, I still have one for manufacturing from Carlo Dambra, but I'm guessing Armishi already answered in the Q&A. Thank you. And I guess that we have covered all the technical, if no new are coming. Okay, so now there are still one question for manufacturing. It is still unclear if datasets will be available before writing the proposal. Amit Shah, can you clarify?
Okay, yeah, just I'll read it one more time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, well, there are some data sets, so it's like that we have some specific data set, and those are available. But for like the amount of data we have, we also wanted to provide more data. So either it's going to be like, this is a task of the participant that try to understand, understand what way he wants to moving forward, to understand that is it better to provide more data or improve the learning algorithm. But if it can do parallel, would be the perfect solution for us. So we have some data that can be used, but it's not enough for the task.
Okay, thank you. I hope this clarifies. Now we have a set of questions more concerning to procedure. So Mariana, I'll address them to you, and if you need help, I'm here. Okay. So is there a maximum subcontract percentage?
No, you need to explain in the budget template the budget that you want to allocate for subcontracting. But please bear in mind that one of the major part of the work should not be subcontracting, should be your own work, let's say it. But in the budget, you can feel in the justification a part where you explain the amount of budget that you need for subcontracting.
Okay. In case of applying with the two entities, if the project is funded, will both entities sign the sub-grant agreement?
Yes, they both, independent of the amount of entities involved, all of them need to sign the sub-grant agreement, yes.
Okay. Should we split the budget template into two parts if I'm applying as a consortium?
As a consortium, you should, each one of you will fill one budget with a justification of the budget, and since the maximum amount that we will grant is 60,000 euros, please bear in mind to have in total this amount.
Okay. And if I may add only to this, Mariana, when after filling in the templates, you should convert them to PDF and upload them in submission form as a single file. Okay, then we'll assess all together in the review phase. In terms of to which entity will the payment be made? The payment will be made to the leader of the consortium that has to be designated in the submission form. Okay. Then other questions that I'm not sure I missing any. Let me just check. New questions are coming now on the Q&A.
I'm seeing one here that I can reply in terms of TRL. What should be expected at the beginning and at the end of the maximum 6 months projects. So we are expecting that from our TEAS calls to have a TRL activities between 3 and 5. And there is another question that maybe, Anna, you can help me here. As a SME, can I have rights to commercialize the proposed solution? If so, who hold the right of the future exploitation?
The initial IPR is stated in the sub-grant agreement template, so I advise you to look at it. But of course, the sub-grant agreement in terms of commercial outcomes is to be agreed and decided specific terms if required between the selected beneficiaries and the host organization of InField. Okay.
Thank you. From the Q&A, I don't see any other question.
Okay, just Roberto asking, I think to Amit Shayan, if it would be possible to not to Amit Shayan, sorry,
Vanessa.
to Vanessa, sorry, if it would be possible to organize a call to understand better the concept, but perhaps Robert, I would ask if further inquiries could be sent by email, and then we will try to have Vanessa replying to you. Okay, I think it would be the best way. In terms of a final question, I guess from Miriam Garcia, in terms of manufacturing, should the publication be published, approved, or sent before August 2025? The publication should be at least sent. We know that, and we are aware that sometimes we submit papers and publications, but then the approval comes later. Ideally, it should be by the end of the scheme that the publication is ready. Okay, I hope I have clarified this matter. Okay, so Umar Adam is asking if they are a team of researchers in a private university, lectures not in a research center. So I'm guessing that you are asking if you are eligible to apply. If you are running or performing research within the university, then yes, you can apply to the call. Then we have Leila asking Mariana, what is the role of the hosting institute during the project?
So it is supposed for the host institution to kind of mentor the entity doing the proposal. So it is expected to have some kind of working together in order to achieve this final outcome and the outcomes proposed in the challenge by the host institution.
Okay, I think no new questions are coming. Nevertheless, you can have our email there in case other questions come to your mind in the next hours or days. And I think from our side, Mariana, no more questions so far, nor in the chat or the QA.
Okay, thank you, Anna. So if there are no other questions for today's webinar, I would like to thank you all for joining us. We hope we have clarified everything for you. If not, please send us an email. We will be happy to help you. Meanwhile, please visit our website for details of this open call and follow us on social media to have everything, to know everything that is going on with our project. Thank you all.